Greetings, Earthlings. I would like to share with you a very quick and dirty little oracle deck I made. I found this little sticker book called Tarot of the Divine, and it had all these different stickers that relate to like a tarot deck. And I also had these little pieces of watercolor paper because I cut them all because I was looking at Leslie Strauss and she was doing these miniature watercolor paintings. I did like 5 of them and then I stopped, so I had all these little pieces of paper. And so I thought, well, I can make a little oracle deck really quickly with these stickers and some cheap gouache paints that I had, right? So I placed the stickers, so there's like maybe between 1 and 3 stickers on each deck. And then very quick and dirty, I used some gouache painting just to like kind of sort of create a background, and then I finished it off with pen and a word. So some of these are very silly, but let me just show them to you, okay? Cow pie, hilarious. Dim creeper, like the Grim Reaper, you know? Dance. Nice bush. Day tripper. Not today, Baba. Raven. POV. Sprout. Integrity. Think she's gonna take that money? I'm thinking no. Notice. On guard duty. Holy union. Say, look, these people having sex. Oh, it's so holy. Hormones. Satan's cock. See, I was listening to some Bill Hicks's comedy, and he has a very funny routine about that. I think I was listening to Revelations, which was his last special. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. Splashy time. No fair, because the scales are just ever so slightly uneven. Why does it hurt when I pee? I don't want a doctor sticking no needle in me. Thorns. Squinty. Flying leap. Feral. Space monkey. So as you can see, I did this very quickly, and this is adorable, right? I need to color these pink. I need to do that. I should do that real quick. Unbuyable. Because I did it like really, really quickly. I did all the stickers and all the gouache and some of the inking all in one evening, and then I finished off the ink the next day. So the point was to just do it really, really quickly, to not overthink it, to just kind of let it be what it is, and then, you know, see what it inspires later. Because, you know, you might get an idea, and your first iteration of that idea might not be that good, but you have to get it out anyway. Because if you're holding on to the idea of like how the perfect iteration of how you want this idea to be, and then you don't do it because you don't want to make it imperfect, like, oh, if I'm going to paint this cool picture, I want to make sure I'm painting it in oils and I have to paint it perfectly. It's like, no, draw it with a pencil first, and then draw it with crayons, and then, you know, draw it with your watercolors, and then by the time you get around to your oil paintings, you're really going to know exactly how you want to paint the thing. You try to approach your masterpiece all in one fell swoop. You know, you might get something good, and if you do, it's probably by coincidence or, you know, sheer inspiration, which is fine. Sheer inspiration can strike, and at the same time, especially if you're someone who is like an artiste and you spend a lot of time doing art, you know that it's just about showing up every day, doing some things that are low stakes, doing some things that are high stakes. Not everybody has you know, enough money and space to paint with oils on canvas every single day. You don't have that much. I mean, really, where do you even put the paintings? You have to do your practice in another medium, so that by the time you get to your oils, you're really making something that's worthy of them. And I just wrote whatever words kind of appeared to me. I didn't try to necessarily make sure that this deck would be like a complete representation of the whole spectrum of life. I mean, of course, I did sort of think like, okay, do I have some cards that, I don't know. I didn't methodically try to make sure that a lot of different things were represented, but in some ways I sort of did. I tried not to make things like too many cards that were like really similar. And there were a few more that I ended up not liking at all, and they're not part of the deck, which to me like was kind of a different approach, because my instinct would be like, no, I'm going to work on these cards and make them fit. I'm going to make everything work. But actually I was like, you know what? I don't actually need to do that. If I really don't like this card, it doesn't look good, I'm not interested in it, it doesn't have to be part of the final thing. We can edit ourselves. Because when I was younger and I would write things, I never edited my writing. And it wasn't until much later, when I was in college and had this very peculiar English teacher who exact word count for your essay, that I ever really did any editing. Because I always kind of felt like the way something comes out is the way it's meant to be, forever and ever, amen. And in some ways, sometimes things do come out well, and you can enjoy them for what they are. But editing gives you a lot of opportunities to develop your work further. And so I found myself taking things that I'd written, taking a bunch of like poetry that I'd written, underlining certain phrases throughout a whole book of it, and then stringing those together. And it's like you have a new poem just by picking out little parts of other poems that you wrote. And so yeah, sometimes things come out right the first time, and sometimes the more you press and make reiterations, the more you can develop them. I mean, even the movie The Ten Commandments, great movie. Cecil B. DeMille made 2 movies called The Ten Commandments, and the second is the one that we all remember.